Alright, part 3. So, the next character is Jotaro, part 3. Where would you
B.
guys put
Mm,
B?
B. Hard B.
Jotaro Part 3.
Yeah. Where would you put me, sir?
Honestly, I would say between A and B for me. He's right there for me.
I'd say mid B, to be fair.
B.
I
Truth
think
be
he
told,
puts in
because
too much work for him to do what he wants to do on the field. Personally.
that's how you couldn't say any better than how I was gonna say it. He puts in a lot of work to do the damage. His problem is neutral because Jotaro, despite being good, he has really good buttons, but the problem is Jotaro has to get that hit, and that's when Jotaro you see the damage. But the problem is that he doesn't really have a lot of tools in neutral to get a good hit. He literally has to go in there and make a gamble, jump in with his jump B, for example, his crossover jump kick, or he has to put the stand on. Star Platinum buttons are amazing. His A alone is fast as hell. It's like his A could interrupt pretty much 90% of the cast, and people sleep on it. He has a hard knockdown if you're doing jump C with stand mode on, and if he hits you with a jump C, it automatically is a hard knockdown. And then Jotaro kind of has the mix from there, but ironically, like I said, his neutral is bad. His mix is either A. His stand is gonna punch you and hit you, and then hits you with the combo. But the thing is, if Jotaro hits you, you're losing about 50% life. His combos hurt. There is no sugarcoating that. If he hits you once, A, B, C, G, H, A, that alone is like 50% life and free. And with the time, he has time stop, of course, which is good. But most good Jotaros, if they're time stopping you, they're just styling on you. That's the honest truth. They're just trying to style on you. But he's going to rely mostly on his combos to kill you. Beyond that, decent buttons, bad neutral. He's a B tier character. That's it.
I agree.
Alright,
So-
yeah, I can agree with that one.
The next one, well, we have the old Joeseph main hair himself. Where would you class your character?
Yeah, he
I'm
said
for the
without
buff.
bias.
After the buff. After the buff, I had to be honest, he moved up a bit for me. After the buff, I would still say he's between low B to C.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say B.
Because after the buffs, he got like he was really low, but when the buffs came, they helped him out tremendously.
I'll be happy to tell you, Ace, he's considered a B to almost high B character now with his buffs.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would
I
have
had
said
him
B
at
too.
low B.
Especially with that
Because-
taunt combo, that B stand combo
Yeah.
he has.
Yeah.
After the buffs, he is considered a B because people sleep on old Joseph's B button. Just the B. Everything else is cool. It has forward momentum, but that B button has
that
so
range.
much priority. It has range, like you said.
Oh,
Priority.
It is so good.
His barrel is really good in combos now. Before it was useless. He couldn't really do anything with it. Now he has options with it. His stand is amazing now because
Best anti-airs as well.
yes, drops your ass on the floor. Has a very instant OTG combo. Old Joeseph has very good ironically, one of the best mashable 2As in the game that has range. You could literally on block. If anyone decides to just block Young Joseph's 2A, Young Joeseph could throw 4 to 5 of them on block, and they're forced to block it, and then he could put a B to force them block stun, call an assist, and mix up. He is considered an hard knockdown overdrive from the air with his new routes. He is a threat. He's a literal threat. What drops him down a peg, unfortunately, is no special, which requires it's a counter. It's not saying that's bad, but counter specials in JoJo in general as a whole, from DHA to regular, it requires hard reads. It's not like they throw a button and you could do it and he's like, I got you. No, the player has to read if the character's going to throw a button out there. He could get zoned out, unfortunately. Despite having a 2C stand when he throws the vines out on hit, it's great. But that's it. That's all he has. And if no one's going to jump in on him, and if they could zone him out, they could keep him away. And that's old Joseph's main weakness. He may have a runaway and retreat, but why would old Joseph want to retreat? he wants to keep fighting, because running away and causing space and giving people projectiles is a detriment to him. He wants to keep fighting you, and then you make a mistake and counter, and then he'll go into it. Unfortunately, his counter is just like I said, it's mediocre. It's not that great. So, very solid B tier character. I give it that.
Yeah, I'll say the same. Next is one of the only black characters in the game, Muhammad Avdol.
A. I say he's A.
Hey,
He's really good. In my opinion, he's just really good.
I say B for me.
B. Again, opinion oriented, but B. I hate to say it's a character with a lot of untapped potential, though. So, ASAP actually could be onto something, because he does, ironically, have a counter, which people don't know about. He has a counter, but that's a move, a normal move. He eats an attack, take no damage, and hit you. And when he hits you, you'd be surprised how much damage Avdol does on that one move. Has decent buttons with stand on. His buttons with stand is ridiculous. Has a very good fireball, despite the fact, people say, oh, but it moves so slow. Avdol doesn't have to rush you. He can walk with his fireball. He can just stay right on the fireball, and he can throw it out repeatedly for fun. And he has a command grab, which is pretty good on hit, of course, like majority of the characters in this game. It's very strong GHA on level 3 and level 2. Level 1 is okay, but you want to hit it on level 2 or 3. Has very good normals on standoff and on, like I said before. Solid. He literally could be a secret top tier that no one's really using. And I'll put him in B because, I'll be honest, my knowledge on him, I know how to fight him. But to say that I know him as a character, I would be lying. But from fighting him, I could see his potential. It's just that no one's using him.
See, I'm the same. From fighting him, and I use Trish. So anything he does, I just reflect back to him. So for me, it's just funny. I put him in B because I don't really have any problems with him. But ASAP actually uses him. He knows like damaging combos with him. So I trust ASAP's opinion with the A.
I agree.
But are you confident that he's A rank ASAP?
I'll just say he's really good. That's a really good character. It's a shame nobody plays him though. But,
would you comfortably say he can compete with the other A tiers? We only have 2 other people in A, which is Joeseph and Caesar. Can he compete?
Yeah, he
with
can.
them?
He can.
Alright, cool. I trust your opinion. I'll move him up to A. Let's see. Alright, cool. Kakyoin.
S.
I knew it. But did he get nerfed?
No.
He didn't.
Not really. Okay, jokes aside, if you want to be honest, Kakyoin he's a higher tier character, but it's not like he's an automatic I win button. You have to know what you're doing with him. Ironically, you don't want to use his stand mode. His stand mode is complete trash, because his normals have mad lag. If he throws all normal and miss, Kakyoin's getting punished. He's Dalsim of the game. But 90% of Kakyoin players are either going to Emerald Smash, jump in the air, and do Jump C. The fact that Jump C has that hard knockdown makes him a threat, because you just can't approach him randomly, because he's going to jump and do Jump C. As a Joeseph player, see, for me, when I fight Kakyoins, and I fought decent ones, he's not a problem for me, because again, young Joeseph has EX Cracker Volley. I have ways to get to him, where other characters say, like your Trish, for example. Trish has to run into him, and if Trish can't get to him, it's a problem. It feels like an impossible fight. While I'm just throwing EX Cracker Volleys, he's forced to block stun, and then once Joeseph gets in, I got my mixed game. On paper, though, Kakyoin is very oppressive. He has a mind game just by dashing, because he rolls first, then runs. That roll, you'd be surprised, is very deceptive, because the roll could cancel into anything. Roll, cancel, dash. Roll, cancel, jab. Roll, cancel to whatever. If he can confirm it from anywhere in the screen. It's just that you have to know what you're doing. Again, it depends on the player, but once Kakyoin, say, hits B from halfway across the world, he'll just do quarter circle back B, C, or A, and that puts him in a crumple state, cancel it, and then do run up, jump B, hit, hit, elbow, and then GHA, and that's 80% life. Free. Automatic. And if you don't know how to deal against that, Kakyoin could feel very oppressive. The only reason why he's ranked so high up there because he's been actually winning tournaments. As a character and buttons and play and like his kit, yeah, he's a top tier character. No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Kenji because I don't know anything about this character, so I'll just have him in this.
I'm only agreeing because I've seen a tournament where he just watched the whole competition.
And if you literally don't know the matchup, he feels oppressive. If you don't know it, yeah, you be like, oh god, this guy is broken. But it's the player. The player knows what they're doing with him.
Yeah,
and again, jump C.
See, I would have said Trish would have had a good matchup against him, but by the time the wall goes up and she reflects it, he could just sidestep into another one. That Emerald Smash is too fast.
And the funny thing, he has traps. That's what makes it even worse. He can set up traps on the field, free. And that makes him even more scary. So I was like, god damn, I can't just like stay a certain distance away from him. I have to do certain things.
Okay, next is John Pierre Polnareff, that's it. I was gonna say Silver Chariot, I forgot his name.
Polnareff.
For me, it's A tier. He's top tier.
I got him. I actually got him in like B. I don't know. Maybe it just again. I don't know many
Based
knowledge,
on
so maybe
pure speed and movement alone, and how good his buttons are, I'll put him in A.
I just know he's oppressive when he takes when his stand does Kajibin no Jutsu. That's when that's when I don't like fighting.
No, which is true. You're also see that's what makes him A tier. But not even that special. Like what Anash said, his buttons are really good. Stand buttons. Let me say in particular, his stand buttons are. His stand A, just pressing A alone interrupts everything. The reason why he's considered like a low A is because he doesn't do damage. And the thing about him is he requires work to win. It's not, again, a top tier that requires a brain cell to use. He has very good buttons. His combos are surprisingly good. Like they hit from far. Like he could do that. If I recall, his quarter circle back B in the air where he dives down. That has no recovery. Like the moment Polnareff's his toenail touches the ground, he presses the button, and he could combo right after it. Decent GHA. I'm not gonna say it's the best in the world, but it does do damage. But like ASAP said, his level 1 is no joke. Once that's activated, you're screwed because he literally had like unblockable setups for days with it. And with the right assists, it's hard to fight against it, and it can be very oppressive. It's just that he doesn't do damage. But once he goes,
wait till it's over.
Yeah, once he goes, and Polnareff could catch you sleeping. And if he catches you sleeping, you see why he's top tier. I'm like, okay, Polnareff, you got this. So, in my opinion, A tier.
Yeah, easy got big too. I'm gonna put that in there. Alright. So we only have one Iggy main here. It's that Breach.
I'm not an Iggy man. I don't know where you got that from.
I eat trash. Put him in the garbage bin. Don't even think about it. Trash. He doesn't even want to be associated with him when he uses him. Trash.
Q-Man has actually
treated him like a side chick. Trash.
Q-Man has actually put Iggy on the map for me.
Yeah, he put him on the map, right? He put him in the trash bag. Yeah, but trash. I fought Q-Man the other day. I fought him actually. I'm not gonna lie.
What makes him
Iggy is nice.
trash though? You can't just say it's trash.
Okay. All right. Let me be realistic. From using him, because see, trash buttons, trash life, trash damage, trash special, command grab that you could block. It's a command grab that you could block. He has too many factors against him. Like being an animal in the game, like Pet Shop, they have crap life. But unlike Pet Shop, at least Pet Shop has mix. Pet Shop has mix. Iggy has no mix. Iggy is, I'm gonna rush you and hope your unfamiliarity will make me win. But if you know how to fight him, It's like, oh crap, I can't do nothing. Like a basic Joeseph combo is A, B, C, cracker volley. I'm doing the easy beat combo with a flash. That takes 70% of life from him. That alone is what makes him bad. Anyone touches him, this man is dying. Diavolo touches him, Iggy dead. it's like, I hate to say it. I mean, I don't mean to be mean to the character, but it's the truth. He's just.
Say it, but you love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I hate this character in the anime, and the fact that he's trashing the game brings me so much pleasure. But it's just he's crap. I'm sorry. If Iggy means out there want to argue me, and I'll tell them they have it. But from fighting him on my end, no problems on my end. I literally never had a problem with him, and he's trash. I'm sorry, trash. He's Yukako before the buffs. Trash. There you go.
I agree with you. With the unfamiliarity with him, just things with him. It used to catch me off guard when ASAP used to use him against me. But once I got the gist of it, he was not beating me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if someone's unfamiliar fighting him, you catch him.
Yeah. It's unfamiliarity that will just catch you off guard. But once you got it, it's like, not a threat at all.
Next is Hol Horse. You use him, so you tell us. I don't know nothing about him and Mirror Man.
Hol Horse is okay. If I had to be honest, he is. My opinion, I've seen Hol Horse mains, but I'm not 100% Hol Horse main. But from using him, I put him in high C tier, low B. Not because he does more damage, because he actually does damage. You'd be surprised. My problem with Hol Horse is all his moves take his bar. For one, I can't stand that personally. But his zoning tools are amazing. Again, like I said before, with young Joeseph, and certain people could be his EX Cracker Volley. Hol Horse does it, but unfortunately, Hol Horse has to keep doing his stand mode to make his projectile more durable. And that's what makes him problematic in my opinion, because comparing, if you rush him down and Hol Horse has no time to think, even though he has a runaway, you could kind of, I hate to say, snowball him to the point where Hol Horse doesn't have no escape options. Once you're on Hol Horse, he has to literally read a styles dodge to run away to make space and do setups with his unblockables, because his little puddle on the floor is actually pretty good if you know how to set it up correctly. But when he gets his combos off, though, he is doing a decent 50 to 60 free. However, his combos isn't able to use specials due to the fact that his moves are eating his bar, and he is very hungry when it comes to like combos, because he has to use a lot of bar just to attack, and it gets annoying at times. So hence why he's a little bit high C to low B, where has to use a lot of resources to do damage, but when he has resources, he's pretty good. Can't even deny it.
So A, B?
I'll say, if I be on high C. So if there's no high, low C, just C, high C, that's it.
Alright. I was thinking B. What about you, ASAP?
I actually had him in like low B between C, because I know he's kind of annoying for me. Because I usually play rushdown characters, so it's just annoying for me.
Sounds like zonas in general. Alright.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll put him in high C then. Depending on how the tier list looks, I might move into B myself. But I'll leave him in C for now. Mariah is
I
next.
actually got her.
Mariah?
Yeah.
I actually got her. Cause her damage is so low. I just
Her damage
can't
is
put her
low.
any higher.
But she has such good setups. That's the thing. But her buttons are bad, and I hate that. I hate the fact her buttons are bad. And she has to be next to the opponent all the time, or else
that's why I got her in
That's
C.
her problem.
I got her.
And
in
if
C.
she was able to stay far away from the opponent and zone and do her subs at the same time, I'd put her higher. But for me, I would put her to C.
Alright, from fighting Wendy Williams, and I do have my friend in real life, Kitty Ninja, he uses her. But from fighting Wendy, if you have to be honest, okay, and this is just on paper, yes, when you're fighting her, you can say C, but in reality, she's actually considered a B tier character. I mean, my problem with her is just that her gameplay is so lame, which is why it feels. And I'm just being honest. It's like other characters, there's no creativity with Mariah. I mean, a good player can make her creative, but Mariah's game plan requires her to do 2A, 2B, 2C. Hit on the ground, hit them on the ground, trip them, set them with the electricity so you can build up your magnetism, and then from there, the kit is either you set up a lot of traps for the opponent, and very few people can actually deal with them. Because the thing is that there's only a certain few people who can literally like get out of themselves. Like Foo Fighters could roll out of it. Joeseph could run away. Anybody who could retreat pretty much could get out her setups, but she did get buffed. Not even gonna lie. After the last patch came out, her buff makes her actually really hits really hard. Her level 1 can hit about 40% for free. And if she does the combo where she does the electric cable level 1 and hits you with the level 1 and then the electric cable locks in the level 1 again, it's like what's your boy ASAP Mister? Remember they nerfed his combo, but if he catches it still hurts. She could do that like Mister, where she hit him level 1, the assist will lock him in level 1 again, hit him again level 1. She could do that. And with the buff to her quarter circle back A with the cords, when it holds them, she's the only character in the game who could dodge a breaker for free. Because with the magnetism at level 3, the wires hold them literally for at least 4 seconds. They can't get out of it unless, after those 4 seconds spray. And she could set up like foundations around that. But like you said, her problem is that she always has to be next to the opponent because the magnetism is her gimmick. And if a person literally could escape her, like I'm gonna go to my plate, young Joeseph. My friend always has to chase me because the moment he set a foundation, I'm running away. I'm not staying there just for him to do like cables and fireballs, and I throw my EX tracker volleys all the time. I'm like, I don't care if I waste my bar because I kill your fireball, I kill your setup. If I get hit by the cord, for example, I know I'm screwed. But if I get hit, and remember, she's one of the people in the game where if you hit her fireball, only the cord will disappear on impact. And when that kills a lot of her game with that alone. And her cord is very easy to get around because you can style dodge it. You just do 2 style dodges and run away. You don't even think about it. And the lack of damage on her normals is what weakens her. But the technicalities of her setups. Because the thing about Mariah, once she rushes you down and gets you in a good trap, it's hard to get out. There's no denying that. She stays on you like glue, and when she stays on you, it's hard to run away. But B, solid B. I'm not even joking. After the buffs, when you fight a really good Mariah, it could be very oppressive. She literally can lock you down, and when you see it in motion, it's kind of pretty. It's not pretty, but it's beautiful to see because it's not easy to do. Because Wendy Williams is very loyal to Mariah, and you see how he does in tournaments. He literally wins his fights. It's not easy to do what he does because it requires actual knowledge of the character. So she's a B tier character. It's just, again, with the same concept with Avdol. Not a lot of people use her, so we think but in reality there's a demon there, and if you know that demon, you better be careful.
Fair enough. Alright then. You agree, ASAP?
No, I had her a C, but we can go with B for the list. Because we've seen what she can do in tournaments.
That's true. Alright. Dio's pet shop. That pet shop.
I think I got him in C. I don't really have any knowledge of this character though, so I probably have to refer to one of y'all.
I've only fought one. He wasn't the greatest, but the zoning tools alone kept me from not getting any closer. So for me, it would be in B rank.
He's B. He's a solid B character. Like you said, his zoning tools are good. His rush down game is good. If the player is unpredictable, it's kind of hard to read him. Has one of the best grab animations in the game because it does look like a grab. Because he looks like he's just humping your face. But his weakness is that he doesn't really do a lot of damage unless he hits you with the level 3 GHA from all the rush down build up. Has decent, what's it called? he's the only character in the game that does the Marvel vs. Capcom. I call it the triangle jump, where he could fast fall. That is strong as hell. And if you're not if you're not used to fighting him, you would think, oh god, this is very oppressive. But I like Iggy. His problem is that you touch him, he dies, and he requires a lot of work for the damage. But if truth be told, he does have good tools. I can't sleep on the character. I'm not even going to deny the character is bad. It's just that he is just, once you know his kit, you could kind of just go around it. I'm not going to go too much in detail, but pretty much good rushdown, but requires a lot of work and doesn't really do much damage unless it's GHA. Has very low life, and if your character hits hard, like if your character in general does hit hard, you could two-touch him. Pretty much 2 touches and he's dead, and that's what brings him down, like really down a couple notches. And I believe in the patches they nerfed a lot of his stuff too, because he was a unique character where his hitboxes were falling out of certain combos, but they normalized him across the board. And after that kind of screwed him over a bit. So pretty B tier character.
Cool. Next one, I would put him in A personally, but I think ASAP uses him. Well, he used to occasionally, and I don't know if you do. But it's Vanilla Ice.
I got him between A and B now.
Really?
So he can once at first I thought he was just broken, but then now I
when you
got
get
him
good
at
at the
A
game,
and
you
B.
realize
He's okay.
as you think he is.
I get what you mean. If I had to be honest, I put him in A also, and I put him in A for like the weirdest reason, because very good buttons, very simple combos that does mad life, and that's it. Has unblockable setups. He has an unblockable level 1. If people don't know, you can't block that. It's a grab. So if you think you're gonna stand there and block it, no, he grabs you, and that level 1 alone does 30% free. His weakness is that he's kind of predictable, because like ASAP said, he's very straightforward, not really too fancy. He just has to hit you, and once he hits you, it's pretty much guaranteed 70-80% life loss. Has an OTG, and the funny thing about him is you could kind of be a jerk with it. If you wait for the opponent to get up, the game's programming still could register it as the enemy down, so he could do the multiple kick thing as a low, and he could set it up to unblockable setups. So has like very good buttons, high priority buttons too. So it's not like you could just beat his buttons. You have to space him correctly. Another character that beats Joseph's ES Cracker volleys from the stand, not from the buttons, which makes sense on the lore perspective, because Vanilla Ice's stand was at the time broken in the anime. Like I said, very straightforward, very simple, and that's what makes him top tier. He's just very simple character with very good buttons that does does a lot of damage, and if the player knows how to use it,
dead top tier character.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because everyone else have to think. You don't have to think too much.
Pretty much. No, I'm not even gonna lie about it. That's the truth. It feels so unfair at times when, if you don't know the matchup, it feels unfair. When you know the matchup, it's like, oh, I see it, but he's kind of lame. In your head, you're thinking like, oh wow, you won, yeah, but do you really feel good about that win because all you did was press 3 buttons and you won? Really? So kind of lame, in my opinion, and that's just opinion. There's Vanilla Ice fans out there who really like him as a character. I don't understand why, but hey, I can't judge who people like. So,
to them.
Yeah, pretty much. Top tier character, good buttons, good damage. That's it, pretty much it.
Alright. And then we got the last character for part 3. Our Lord and Savior, Dio himself. Capital Dio.
I think that's easy A, right? Pretty sure that's easy A.
Ironically,
I would say A, B. I'll say B though. I think he uses up too much meat on
B.
He uses up too much.
I'm not saying he's ASAP could be right too with A again, because ironically Dio has a lot of mains because he's a popular character, but
everybody mains this character for some reason.
But a good Dio now is the question, is where we have to put the question on it. Truth be told, Dio is good. If I didn't talk about it with Vanilla Ice, but I'll do it with Dio. he has a command grab that if you know how to do the setups, it's kind of hard to react to, like Vanilla Ice, and it gives him life. But again, like Dio, Brando, if he gets hit, he can't take no damage. However, he's the only character in the game who has hard knockdowns from normals. His special Muda with stand on is a hard knockdown on a hit. Doesn't really have a lot of mix, but has a lot of unblockable setups with the right assists. Because when he has stand on, quarter circle back, I think is B, I'm only assuming. He has the low, the mid, and the high. But with stand on, they're unblockable. So he could lock you down in such an unblockable setups. Stand A from a newbie to pros, even pros, they just put the stand on purpose just to run up to you and mash A, because that little flick kick is pretty much, it beats a lot of crap, and it has range. So, but again, like I said before, Dio's problem is that just like Jotaro, his neutral is kind of ass, and despite anything, he required, just like Jotaro, since they're pretty much the same, they have to initiate. It's not, at least Dio has a fireball, but his fireball is not that good. That little knife, the sidestep, but at least he has it. It was one of the things to say, okay, he has something. But simple combos, has very good damage, really good buttons, but unfortunately, what holds him back from being top tier is just that his straightforward playstyle can get him killed, and he can't take damage. If I have to give him 1+, he has one of the best back steps in the game, because Joeseph and anybody who can run away, but Dio could just tap back all day, and that jump, he jumps when he goes back, is kind of hard to catch him because he goes really far. So it's like, damn, I can't catch him. But beyond that, B tier character, nothing too fancy, but nothing too great either.
I agree. That's it. And I think he just uses too much meter to do all the stuff he wants to do.
Yeah, he is meter hungry. That is true. For a stand character, he's very meter. I mean, stand characters are meter hungry, but he's really meter hungry.
Especially when he wants to do his 80% combos.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, cool. Next is part 4.